Yes, I did. Uh, let's do a sound and a video check. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Okay, awesome. So for those who don't know me, my name is Frank Anderson, the co-founder of the Instant Reseller Club. And I put out this outrageous title that you can guarantee to make $50,000 a year giving away free stuff. Okay, so for those of you who know me, you know that generally I don't like that kind of, you know, crap. But the fact of it is that this can actually be done, and I can prove it. Okay, so all over the internet there's these outrageous claims. You know, um, you don't even have to show up. You can spend $17 and go back to sleep, and money will pour in from the heavens. And there's there's actually more of these type of opportunities out there than actually legitimate ones. And it's a real sad fact because when somebody's beginning in this industry, they can't possibly know the difference. And when I started, I was so desperate for money. Like I'm talking about desperation, where I didn't have any money. I didn't know where I was going to live next, what I was going to eat. And you want to believe it, right? You want to believe all the nonsense and the hype that you don't have to do very much, but yet you can make a good living. The good news is there is a system, and if it's followed exactly as I do it, you should be able to make far greater amounts of money. And skill and experience is not important. Okay? We're going to talk about some things in a minute that are what's the word I'm looking for? They're not negotiable. You have to do these couple things, and if you do them, you're good to go. But you don't have to have 10 years of online marketing experience. You don't have to have super ninja skills. You don't have to have an aptitude. You have to do some particular things. You have to do a little bit of work. I'm going to talk about that now. Okay, so on our to-do list is to make more money. I know I want my income to be a little bit higher just because the freedom that it gives you, right? Whatever's on my wish list, I can now do it, whether that's to help people in need, whether that's to see some exotic place in the world, whether that's to drive a nicer car, live in a nicer home. Everybody has different hopes and dreams, and money is an ends to a means. I'm not a big money guy. That's why I never show income stuff or whatever, because money doesn't motivate me by itself. Um, so with that topic, let's pick an amount of money. 50,000 bucks. I think that would be a good place to start for most people. Okay. I don't know what your current income is. I don't know whether you're full-time or part-time, but $50,000 of additional income or just primary income is a good place to start. All right, it'll take care of the bills, it'll pay a mortgage, and then you can grow from there. All right. So who wants to learn about a daily ritual for high online income? You know, the no bullshit approach to how you exactly have to do it. Okay, so Scott says me. Adrian wants to do it. Desmond, Dawn. I'm going to imagine that we're all here seeking that, right? So it's one of those questions. You know, it should be a rhetorical question, but we're gonna talk about what I think a daily ritual for high online income. okay? And I'm going to use this particular thing in a big marketing campaign for something we're going to be launching in a couple months. But I figured I would try it out on you guys today because this is the actual strategy. Step one, wake up, right? You can't show up and get things done if you're still in bed. So I'm going to wake up first. Step number two, grab yourself a coffee. Don't take me literally. If you're a tea drinker, you can have tea. It's not going to mess up the formula. Okay? If for us, it's coconut water, okay? Because we can get the fresh stuff here. It's awesome and yummy. So whatever beverage, you throw in some breakfast in there. If you're a get going and have breakfast type of person in the morning. But basically, step two is to wake yourself up, start your morning routine, right? I mean, yeah, if you're stinky, you could actually jump in the shower before you have your coffee. You know what I mean? So we got some flexibility there. But so basically, after step two comes step three. We're going to go to the computer. Okay, simple as that. And step number four, you're going to check your traffic stats and you're going to drive more traffic. All right? I'm going to show you how that's done. This is the bulk of the work right here. Okay? So this is where I'm going to say 80% of the work is done in this formula right here. Drive traffic, check your stats. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it so that you have lots of traffic, because that's what it takes to make money online. A little bit of traffic, don't cut it, okay? Then step number five, you're going to send an email to the list that you're building with all of this traffic. So yes, I said list building. All major money makers drive traffic with email. Do they have other techniques? Yes. Do they pay for ads? Yes. But all of their stable and profitable traffic comes from their email list. Whether they're a network marketer or whether they have an oil change shop, it makes no difference. No list equals no money, okay? You once in a while, you'll come up with some people who say, that's not true, I make lots of money, okay? Well, that belly-to-belly super salesman who has a huge network marketing network, they're the exception to the rule. Will you once in a while meet people who do phenomenally well in sales and have no email list? Yes, but they have one thing that the major majority do not have. They have rhinoceros skin and tunnel vision, and they can sell from before their feet hit the floor till they're still selling in their sleep when they go to bed. Okay, I'm not built that way. Okay, I cannot do it that way. And most of the people that I meet online are passive, like me. I'm allergic to rejection. Okay, if I heard no 3 times in a day, I'd quit. All right, so step number 5, you're going to send out a message to your email list. And then step number 6, you're going to get up the next morning and you're going to check the sales from the previous day. You're going to see how you did. And then you're going to rinse and repeat the 5 steps. Okay? How many times are you going to do the 5 steps? Every day. I take 1 day off per week because in July we started this instant reseller club and it blew up, right? I several webinars ago I was showing the Alexa rankings for the instant reseller club, and we have almost 5,000 members in less than 4 months. Okay, and so I only get 1 day a week off right now until we can get everything rolling better and better for the members inside. We're just launching thing after thing, and we're making improvements, and we're value, right? I want to take this from 5,000 to 15,000 in the next 90 days or so. And how do you do that? Well, you give people more of what they want, right? So for me, it's one day off, and then I only work a couple hours on Sunday, and then I work just like every other person. I work Monday to Friday, right? All right. So I want you to, based on the simple plan that you just heard me lay out there, okay? If I heard that, I'm going to tell you my answer. If I heard that based on all my experience, I would call bullshit on that, okay? But do you think what I said is possible or impossible? Let me know. Let me know what you really think, okay? Don't just tote the line. If you think it's full of shit, let me know. Don, Conrad, Scott. Scott says possible with an asterisk. You got to stay focused. It's good, Scott, because we're going to be talking about that next. All right. So the fact is, you can do it, and I'll guarantee it. All right? The guarantee is, I'm not going to say, no, I'm not going to, it all depends on this and that. I'm going to say, if you do this, you will get that guaranteed. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Okay? If you don't get up, grab a coffee, go to the computer, and drive traffic, you ain't going to make no money. But if you follow the steps that I'm going to show you how to drive the traffic and how to send the emails, anybody can do it. I have some people who I've met years ago that are just wonderful people, and even their skill set is not naturally meant for this. They have skills in other areas, and their aptitude is not set for this kind of a thing, and they're making money at it. Why? Because they don't think about it. They just do. They just do it. We're not talking about complex stuff. We're talking about some effort here. So what's stopping you? Okay? If you're not currently making $50,000 a year online, okay? I'm not talking about if you have a job. I'm talking about $50,000 a year online. If you're not making that much money now, tell me why. What's stopping you from doing it? Great, Desmond. I like the fact that you're being straight up with me here. You know what I mean? You have every right to believe it's a bunch of BS. Okay, so people are saying they don't have that kind of business or applied knowledge. Hassan saying, bad solos, doing things the wrong way, Don says. Conrad said he was having some health issues. Okay, so some people are using some good terms. They don't have the right funnel. They don't have the right, Scott and Martin talk about focus a couple times. And Sherry's talking about procrastination. But I'm going to tell you, the knowledge, the funnels, the emails, and all of that stuff is not the reason you're not making money. Okay? So let's talk about what I think are the big reasons that I see, that I personally went through myself, and all of the people that I coach and I'm trying desperately to get to the next level, the ones that are really struggling. here's what we all have in common, okay? First one is motivation, okay? It's a noun, the reason or reasons one has for acting or behaving in a particular way, okay? Down here, I like this part here. Particularly this word right here. The general desire or willingness of someone to do something. Okay? You get motivation. Motivation comes from willingness to do it. So what motivates you? Like, it starts with motivation. If you don't want to get out of bed, you will not get out of bed. You will stay there, right? If you don't want to work in internet marketing business, you won't. But when it comes to money, okay, most of the tasks to make money are not exciting and entertaining and thrilling. I mean, you know, we're not an author writing a bestseller. We're not a painter painting a masterpiece. You know, we're not a sports athlete that plays a game that they love for a living. We can have lots of love for what we do, lots of interest, but let's face it, it ain't nowhere near as much fun as being a rock star, right? So what motivates you? So let's hear. I know it's a personal question, but if you're comfortable with sharing, you know, let's hear what some of the things. Okay. So Sane says family. Okay, getting out of debt. Don says money motivates. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about motivation as some of these, if any more answers come in. Anne's motivated by being able to use her God-given talents. You know, as in time freedom. That's a huge one for me. Okay, all of the above. Desmond's cheating. Be debt free and upgrade the quality of your current life. Greg again, time off. Sometimes it's as simple as what Bob's saying, getting results. Doing something to see if it can be done and getting the results for it, right? I mean, the results could be money, but just accomplishing the task, learning the skill and doing it, even before the money rolls in, I know I get a lot of satisfaction off of that, okay? Okay, so I'm just going to go to the next slide. I know other people, sorry if I missed you in your comments, but we're going to move this along here, okay? So we see things like this all the time, eh? We see all these motivational beads. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. So I think about that and I say to myself, yeah, that's cool. If I do something today, I'm going to get the reward somewhere down the thing, and you know what I mean? My mind can grab that, and it's positive, and it gives me a little jolt of energy, and off I go with a little hop or skip in my step, right? And then I'll say, read something like that a little while later, says, wake up with determination and go to bed with satisfaction. So I can motivate myself to be determined all day, and if I finish my list, I know that many times I don't get the stuff I'm supposed to get done during the day. And I beat the hell out of myself for it. So maybe I'm motivated to just get the list finished, because calculating results on a day-to-day basis will make you crazy. Getting your list done will produce the results. So I read something like this, you know, and again, it fuels me up a little bit. It gives me motivation, right? But here's the truth. Motivation is temporary. Inspiration is permanent. Okay? So most people think you have to be highly motivated. And while that's important, it's temporary. Just like I discussed, we see that quote that said, "Oh yeah, that's awesome," and it uplifts us, and we're ready to go for all of 15 seconds, and then we bog back down into whatever we were, and that great piece of wisdom is lost somewhere along the way. That's just the way it is in this fast life with all of the distractions. Okay? So what is inspiration? That's your why. When I was asking you what motivates you, what I was secretly asking you is, why are you prepared to do this? There are going to be lots of days where this is no fun. Okay? We had a week from hell this week. Why am I still here doing a webinar? Why didn't I quit? Because my why is bigger than the pain of the challenge. Okay? The inspiration I get from my why drowns out the pain of any challenges or struggles that come up. This is the single most important reason to success. You cannot, will not, and are not going to succeed if your why is not stronger than the challenges you have. So what am I talking about? I'm not talking about something that needs 40 years to figure out. It changes all the time depending on where you are in your life, right? What my why was when I started, many of these things are no longer powerful enough to keep me going because I've attained them. So I had to search further, right? Okay. Well, when I almost went broke and I was destitute and all of that stuff, my family was a big why, but I had to be clear on that why, because I didn't want my children to think I was a bum. Okay? That was a powerful inspiration for me. Okay? Because the pain of that was far worse than the pain of any business day. Do you understand what inspiration is? That wasn't even a really powerful, that wasn't an uplifting inspiration, but it was still a very, very powerful one. So now let's change to something more positive. So today, what's my inspiration to go to the next level? Well, I'm in this wonderful home in a nice little town in tropical paradise in Belize, right? So I've accomplished some of my whys, and some of the family stuff has changed into a much more positive why. But I'll give you a real simple one, okay? Me and Alicia, we want to go move to a house on the ocean. That takes a significant bit of money more than the house that we're renting here. We got one of the nicest houses in the area. But if I want to step out my door and be on the ocean, that's a different amount of money. I don't care about cars. And I'm not knocking on you if you love cars. I don't care about cars. Here in Belize, I don't even own one because I need to take my fat self for a walk all the time if I want to stay healthy. But all I have to do is close my eyes and imagine sitting on the deck, me and Alicia, talking about business or having coffee or whatever, and I can imagine the smells of the ocean, and I can imagine how the trees and the wind sound and the waves and all of that stuff, and that fires me up just to close my eyes for 5 minutes and imagine something I want passionately. That's where inspiration comes from. Everybody has one of those things, and it doesn't matter what it is so long as it fuels your fire, because there's going to be a ton of people with buckets of water trying to drown you out. And if the fire's burning hot and bright, it won't matter. Some days you'll feel beat to rat shit, and you'll just say, you know what, I can't take any more of this day. But the next day, you'll be fueled and ready to go again. If you spend enough time looking at what your why is. And it doesn't matter what it is. Does it invoke powerful emotion? Inspiration is about emotion. I told you at the beginning, the emotions were not positive, but they were powerful. Okay? Now all of the emotions I'm tapping into are about pleasure and joy and peace and tranquility, but they're still very powerful. So I'm willing to do what it takes because I want that more than I care about the sacrifice to get it. Plain and simple. And that has to be clear in your mind. And you have to do a check-in every once in a while, because I would hit some plateaus in my business and not much is happening and I'm not getting any forward. Then I'd realize, holy cow, many of the strongest emotional motivators for me, those things that were inspiring me to continue, had been accomplished. They were no longer an inspiration because I was living it. So then I had to just take a quiet moment. Like, I mean, it doesn't take much more, like you said. If it's that car and you can imagine how it smells and the roar of the engine or whatever it is, just close your eyes for 5 minutes. You know, is it being able to go into the bank and get your mortgage document and it's paid, right? That what does it look like? What does it feel like when you pay off the last debt and don't owe anybody any money? Okay, I don't know if that's one of your things, but some people out here said that's what it was. Okay, what if you're having some health challenges that money can alleviate? Okay, because when they say money can't buy health, that's bullshit. There's some places in the world and some people I talk to that they're curing everything if you got a little bit of money. Everything. And even if it doesn't fix you totally, the comfort it can be. So not having the challenge that you're currently in may not be one of those nice things like moving to the beach, but if it's painful enough, then it will overshadow any pain of the challenge of getting through today to do the tasks you have to do. And I know I'm harping on this, and I'm harping on this because I'm telling you, until I had a why, and if I don't redefine my why, I don't go anywhere. I have, you know what I mean? With all my experience, and I'm an intelligent guy, and I think I got drive, and I know what to do. Without a why, none of that stuff matters, okay? All right. I like, okay, this to me says it all. You must define your why. Must, not negotiable. Before you can begin with the what and the how. The what and the how almost takes care of itself if you know why. Okay? All right. So, the next thing that messes people up, and me in particular, this was one of the big things among struggles, is belief. Okay? So you got your why and you're all set to go, and you're really inspired by your why. Okay? Well, what you believe is a real thing like this table here. It's as real as that, and it affects your ability to make money as much as it's one of the biggest factors of your ability to make money, right? You got your why, but if you don't believe you can do it, you can't do it, right? An acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. We talked about me giving you this lineup of things to do every day, okay? So let's say it's 100% true, but you don't think so. Then using my formula will never work for you. If you don't believe it's true, it cannot work for you. Okay, so you try something else. But what if you have funny beliefs that have nothing to do about the actual strategy you're following? What if in your mind you believe that everybody with money is a pure evil asshole. Okay? Why I'm telling you that is because I grew up believing that, and most of us, that's pounded into our head, right? Who did that person screw over to get that Mercedes, right? That person's at the top of the company. How many people did they stab in the back to get there? So if I'm the kind of person that doesn't want to be that way, if it really concerns me and upsets me that I would have to act in unethical, immoral, and evil ways to get money, my mind is going to protect me and make sure that I never get any money. Okay? That sounds silly, but that's exactly what's going on, right? The subconscious mind that makes your lungs breathe and your heart beat and repairs your body and takes care of all of those things is in charge of lots of stuff that we don't know it's in charge of. Okay, I don't want to get all philosophical here, but you can have anything you want if you're willing to give up the belief that you can't have it. Okay? If I don't think I can do it, I can't do it, right? This is my favorite one on belief. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Both of those statements are absolutely right, just about anything. And I know everybody here's heard this. Somebody might be saying, come on, Frank, get to the point. Okay, well, this is the point. If you have limiting beliefs about your success, you will have no success. Okay? If you think it's lonely at the top and you don't want to be lonely, you're screwed. Okay? Because if that's what you believe and you don't want to be lonely, your mind will trip you up, foul you up. Where do you think procrastination and lack of focus and all of these things come from? That's your mind not agreeing to do what you want it to do. Okay? It's not any more complicated than that. We are very complex creatures, but our belief system drives all these dumbass things that make it difficult for us to, when you know you're supposed to do this, 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 and this, when you start the day, and at the end of the day, those 4 things weren't done, what happened there? What happened there? Well, I'll tell you what happened there. You were going against your own belief systems in some way, shape, or form, and your mind said, no, we're not doing it. We're not going to do it because it didn't want you to get wherever the belief system you're going. Am I clear there? Do people understand what I'm trying to say? All right. That's a yes from Scott. That's right, Rainer. Okay. Okay, perfect. So here's the real answer to belief. Yes, you can. There is no there, right? If your belief is no, you're beat. But the reality is, if you're here and you're listening to me now, you have enough health, enough intelligence, and enough drive to get to the next level. Okay? You're inspired enough to come and listen to me rant here. You're able to understand what I'm saying, and you can have whatever level of success you want. It all depends on your belief system and your desire, right? Like to make millions and millions is not my desire. To live on the ocean is my desire. Whatever amount of money it takes me to support my family and have that is all I want, unless, of course, I come up with a bigger dream, right? Like I don't care if I have a helicopter or whatever. But if you want a helicopter, then dream big. If you dream huge and you reach for the stars, it is impossible to come up with a handful of mud. Okay? It's far better to believe yes. So I heard somebody say this because a lot of people, my mind, when I would dream big before, my mind would say, well, what if I don't get it? I'm going to be disappointed, or I'm going to go through some real mental suffering if I fail. And I heard somebody say once that if you expect the worst and get the worst, you suffer twice. So don't do that. Expect the best. If you get the worst, you only suffer once, okay? There is no negative to expecting the best and getting the worst. You get the worst, you're going to suffer anyways. But don't spend any time there. Expect the best. You get up in the morning expecting magnificent things are going to happen in your business. And if you can get yourself to believe that, magnificent things will always happen in your business. Always. Okay? Little by little by little. All right. So we covered motivation and we covered belief. These are the huge mental barriers, right? And the next one's adversity. Difficulties or misfortunes. Okay? Bad luck, trouble, difficulty, hardships, distress, disaster, suffering, affliction, sorrow, misery, turbulence, woe, pain, trauma, and more. There's not one person that doesn't have some. And most of us have had some real adversity. Okay? How we handle that depends on our why. Okay? So at the beginning of the week, we were set to launch a brand new thing. Our business is growing faster than ever. Everything's going perfectly, and PayPal shuts us down. There is not one thing wrong with my business, but we had added a marketing platform to the membership site so people could post their own banners and their own things. So PayPal come and took a look, and because of what other people were posting, they suspended my account. Not only prevented me from taking payments on the Instant Reseller Club, they froze my PayPal account. I have several brands online. All sales were frozen. So that's adversity, okay? And not only that, they made me cancel subscriptions for, I don't know the exact amount, lots of ongoing subscriptions, okay? Lots and lots. To the tune of thousands of dollars in monthly recurring income, I had to cancel those subscriptions. That we'd worked very hard to get people on board and with us. Because PayPal wasn't even right. Then when I did all of that, and I got more into one of the biggest things that they went inside, they would not let me, after I took everybody's banners down and I did everything day after day arguing with PayPal. They still wouldn't budge. And then they said, that's when they told me about I had to cancel all the subscriptions for the people who paid for the Revenue Partner Program, okay? Because they thought it was a rev share. And it did not matter what Frank said. It was an affiliate program, not a rev share, okay? This was, they sponsor JV Zoo. I was trying to explain that half the products I got on here, I bought them from vendors on JV Zoo. That's all we're doing here. They don't care. They made that decision, crippled my business. That's adversity, okay? Well, what are you going to do? Okay? Well, what I did is I went back to the drawing board and I came up with a better program than the Revenue Partner, okay? And it's going to be a marketing partner program. But the Revenue Partner Program was great. This is fantastic. So this adversity didn't cripple me. Hell, I was not very happy. And you would not have wanted to have been around me much this week. Okay? A fair amount of swearing went on here inside my house, and even felt low. at certain points. But because I have my why and I believe that I can achieve, I said, okay, what's the reason this is happening? Okay, well, what if I would have been 6 months further in this business and they would have made me cancel 500 or 1,000 revenue partners? Now that could have shut me down. But this happened before that, right? Now I get to improve the system, make everybody happier than they were before. But I had to go through a couple of days of adversity to realize that somehow this was a good thing for me. And move on and evolve. I don't get stuck in the bad. The bad is bad. It does not serve me in any way, shape, or form. Now, that's not always hard to do, right? Especially if you're feeling sick, especially if you're tired, especially if you have health issues. Sometimes it's not as easy as all of that. But I'll tell you, your why and your inspiration can do magical things with your energy and your focus. There's all kinds of reasons to give up. And this will most likely not be the most difficult thing I've been through. It's certainly not. I've went through all kinds of things. And I am sure there's a whole bunch more coming my way. Because life has a way of throwing these challenges at you. And it's like Alicia always says, that they're put in your place, they're put as roadblocks on purpose. Because if they weren't, then everybody would be doing this, right? Like, it's a funny way to look at it, but I think she's right. This was an obstacle for me to pass so that I could go on to the next level of my success. I could quit, or I could go on to the next level. Most people choose to quit. The minute they get some adversity, they quit. It's too much pain, right? But that's what inspiration is about. When the pain to stay the same is more than the pain to change, you change. And if you're motivated to get rid of all of the day-to-day suffering, hell, to be broke all the time, right? Not know where your next meal's coming from or how you're going to pay your kids' education or any of that stuff, that's a lot. That's a lot of day-to-day suffering. When we take a look at the adversity that we have in business, it's just minuscule compared to what a crappy lifestyle, doing what you don't want to do, not having enough money, all of these things, are nothing compared to putting a little bit of extra work into it. All right, so adversity. Opportunities to find deeper powers within ourselves come when life seems most challenging. Think about the last time something pretty tough happened. Is it not true that you're better, stronger, wiser now that you're on the other side? I know we hear these anecdotes all the time, but we forget the truth of it. Right? If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. How many times have we heard that? More times than we got fingers and toes. But it's true, right? These adversities somehow improve us in a way. I don't know if that's the grand design, but it seems that life gives us lessons to learn. And until we learn the lesson that we're on, we can't get on to the next lesson. And we'll be sent the same lesson over and over and over and over and over and over and over until we learn it and get past it. And some adversities, unfortunately, we suffer by our own accord for years before we get past them and move on to something better, right? Where am I here? Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. And I believe that. Everybody that I know that's making money online, that's making good money, they've had all kinds of real hard things. And I'm not talking about the people that are super salespeople. I'm not talking about that marketing professional that was just born to be a marketer. I'm talking about ordinary people who said, I've had enough, and I'm just going to put the work in every day. I'm going to put the work in every day. And they get to the other side, and I've met all kinds of people who don't have the skill or the aptitude that I have that are making as much money or more money because they went through these things and it changed them. It made them better. And then after you put some consistent effort in for a while, you just get the reward. That's a guarantee. You put in the effort, the reward comes, whether you want it or not. Okay? So the next thing, we get past adversity. We got the why, we're working on our beliefs, we're dealing with adversity, and then it comes to commitment. The state or quality of being dedicated to a cause or activity. Okay? An engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action. This is really important. Okay? An obligation that restricts freedom. So what am I saying? Okay, how many football games did you miss? How many parties did you miss? How many family things do you put aside once in a while because of the obligation you made to yourself? You want a better life for yourself. The obligation is always to you. Don't mistake that. The obligation is not to your business, it's to you. But if you made an obligation to yourself to aspire to a better life, to be able to have the freedom of living, of doing what you want, when you want, as much as you want, anytime you want. Okay? That's my big why. And my obligation is to me to achieve that. And I got to give up some freedoms. Because in the long run, I'm going to have total freedom. Okay? So what? I don't get to watch the baseball game because I have a deadline. So what if, the people next door invited me over to dinner and I had to cut out a little bit of social time to get what I wanted? My favorite show is on TV and I'm not going to get to see it. And I really wanted to see this. Well, what do I want? Do I want total freedom or do I want long-term suffering? That's the way I look at it. Well, I want total freedom. So I'm going to buckle down for a shorter period of time. And you know how long I've been doing this? I struggled forever, and I've only been doing this full-time for 4 years. Think about that. You go to university for 4 years, come out with a mountain of debt, take you another 4, 6, 8 years to get a really good paying job. That's a 12-year commitment, 10-year commitment to get $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year. Well, 4 years from being broke, living with my mom and dad 4 years. So what is another 2 or 3 years of really buckling down going to do for me? A lot. I'll be doing these kind of things, and I'm going to be in India and Thailand. I'll be all over the place so long as the internet's good, because I'll be living life on my terms. And you don't even need a lot of money to do that kind of lifestyle. And that, to me, turns me on, and I am 100% committed to that kind of lifestyle for me, right? If your why is clear, then the commitment is easy to make. All right. There's a difference between interest and commitment. When you're interested in doing something, you do it only when it's convenient. And that is 95% of all internet marketers. When it's convenient and easy, they do it. When you're committed to doing something, you accept no excuses, only results. Okay? I don't make excuses anymore. I didn't say to people, I'm making excuses all this week. I said, we are coming up with something bigger and better, okay? PayPal shut us down. Good news is you're getting something better. I didn't think of the long list of excuses to give everybody. I promised people something better because I'm committed to your success because it's tied to my success. Commitment, you either do it, okay? Either you do it or you don't. There's no in between, you know? So pick a trail. You want success or not, okay? Success is over here, commit to it. Or, you know, play Farmville and watch TV. Like I hope I'm not offending anybody when I say that, but I mean, that's what it's all about. You want to make $50,000 guaranteed, like I said? Stop playing Farmville. Follow some instructions. Give up your favorite television show and get some work done. Because many people I know are not doing this full time. They work all day, they come home, they got to take care of their family, they got to make dinner, they got to do all of that stuff, and they're tired at the end of the day. So I get it. So do an extra hour of work every day, and in a couple of years, you won't have a full-time job to worry about, and you'll be having more and more freedom, okay? So the last thing that we're going to talk about that separates you from this $50,000 goal or more is one of the things that many people talked about earlier at the beginning, and that was focus. Okay? Starve your distractions. Feed your focus. So I would get sitting down in my chair, right? And I'd have my to-do list to go, and I'd be all set to do, and my crazy mind, because of my belief system, or I didn't have my why, or whatever was working against me, would start to say, okay, oh, I gotta check out this thing now. I forgot about this. I gotta check this out first. Once I check this out first, then I'll get to my list. Okay? Is that ringing any bells? Like, I would do stupid shit, okay? I'd like to, you know, all of a sudden it became absolutely important, the most urgent thing on the planet, to rearrange the pens and the papers in my drawer. That's how my mind would obey distraction. Okay? Of course I don't want to make this video or write this email. It's no fun. Shit, it's work. And then I got to make the email, and what if people don't like it? You know what I mean? There's all kinds of reasons why it's a painful process for me to write. I don't like writing. So I will arrange my desk drawer over and over and over. Or, okay, well, now it's time to do the dishes, or come up with distraction after distraction, the shiny new object, right? It's not enough that you have all of these things that you want to do for your marketing. You're going to go look at this next marketing thing and this less marketing thing. It's not enough that you haven't perfected Facebook yet. You want to do Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat, all of these things. And there's no focus. Okay? And this, as you can tell, my emotion level just went up, because for Frank, that's a huge battle. I love marketing. I love to know what everybody's doing. And it's one of my treats that I get to look at new products, because it's part of our business model. And I get to look at new strategies every day because I want to know. But I would spend some days 8-10 hours doing that. No lead generation, no sales happening that day. Continue that the next day, fooling myself that I was studying and I was getting new skills. Well, screw the skills. Just generate leads and make money. You'll learn along the way. You'll have tons of skills 4 years from now. Today, generate leads. Leads today means money today. All the other stuff is bullshit. Okay? So let me say that again. All the other stuff is bullshit. If you're not generating leads and building your list, you are not making any money. And if you're not doing that, you can't make any money. All right? So multitasking is the big, huge monster lie. Okay? We can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. That's multitasking. Every entrepreneur has this fantasy and belief in their head that they are master multitaskers. Okay? A giant big load of crap. It's not true. All right. I guess in the 60s, this is where it all started, okay? With computers and all of these things, and life got busier, and you gotta talk to your kids while you're cooking dinner or whatever. How many times are you talking to your kids intently and you burn yourself on the pot? That's multitasking, okay? You can't have a serious conversation and cook dinner at the same time. It's one or the other. Now imagine you have serious creative marketing stuff to do, and you're trying to learn something else at the same time. Both suffer. You don't do either one well. And I know there's people listening to me right now saying, that's not true. I am the master multitasker. Okay? Get over it. You might have mad skills, but quit the multitasking. Focus on one thing. That means everybody. I don't care if you're making $50,000 a year. You will make $150,000 a year if you stop multitasking. Okay? Supercomputers give the impression that they can do thousands of tasks at one time. It's an illusion. They do one task, then they move on to the next task, then they move on to the next task. The fact that they can complete them in a blink of an eye makes us believe that we have to do the same thing too. We cannot, we do not have the capacity. Our subconscious mind, that brilliant tool that I told you that screws us up if our belief systems are not there and if our inspirations are not in line with what we're doing, it can handle like 20 million bits of information simultaneously. The conscious mind can handle 3 to 5. Incredibly skilled and focused people can handle 7 or 8 bits of information at once. And those people are extremely rare. 3 to 5 bits of information. So you better be focusing on the right bits. Like I said, walking and chewing bubblegum is a breeze. We all know, right? Talking on cell phones and driving kills people. That's a multitasking. That's the truth of multitasking. You know, driving and talking might be one thing, but driving and punching in digits, you can't do both of them at the same time. Why would you think you can do 2 marketing activities simultaneously? Multi-streams of income. Cut it out unless you are a master marketer and awesome at buying traffic. Focus on one primary opportunity. If you got 3, quit 2. You know, like do what you want. But I'm telling you, because I always had 5, 6 things on the go. And I called it multiple outgo. Okay? When I finally realized it, somebody told me, Frank, that's not multiple income, that's multiple outgo. I was paying into all these things, and I could barely make enough money to make any of them pay for themselves. I definitely wasn't making an income. Then I stopped and I did one thing. One thing. And guess what? You know, first I had my first $60 day, then I had my first $200 day. And in a short period of time, I remember it because I had when I first started doing this, I had my first $600 day. I had lots of no dollar days. Okay, so I'm not saying that I was making $600 every day, but I went from not making any money for years and years and spending tens of thousands of dollars to making $600 in one day. Because why? I concentrated on one thing: lead generation. Okay, and then when I was done the lead generation, I'd stop and I'd focus on email. Then I'd stop focusing on email and I'd go focus back on lead generation. Multitasking takes its toll. When you try to do too much at once, you'll end up doing nothing well. Okay, and if you're honest with yourself, particularly if you believe that you're a great multitasker, be honest. If you have 3 streams of income going, how many are bringing income in and how many are costing you money? That has nothing to do with you. That's a multitasking truth right there. Okay? Master marketers that have the big organizations, it doesn't matter how many products or services or income streams they have, because it's not about a different income stream. It's about buying a marketing bundle and pointing it there. Buying a marketing bundle and pointing it there. They know the formulas. They do the split testing, the split testing, the split testing. They just buy traffic. So they're not even really doing the multiple things, are they? They're finding a niche that fits their numbers and they're buying traffic for that niche. Doesn't matter if it's t-shirts or baby wear or health and fitness. They're not really in multiple businesses. They're in the media buying business. You see the difference? Multitasking is a huge killer for your ability to make money online until you are a real money-making pro. All right? So this is really what focus is all about. Follow one course until successful. And I'm going to tell you what it is. One, generate leads. And even if you mess up all kinds of leads because you were not good at emailing, don't even worry about the email part. Just generate the leads. Even if you generate them and one is quitting as fast as you bring a two in and one is quitting, don't worry about that. When you become a lead generation expert, I'll show you how to generate 2,000 or more in your sleep every month if you're willing to follow the exact strategy and not vary from it and do it over and over and over and over and over. I can show you without even paying for media how to get that many leads. I'm serious. And when you follow that and you do it over and over and over, and then you're successful, then we take the next step and we start getting you highly skilled at the email. Anybody can send out one of the emails I made for you, or you can write a simple email. You're good at the lead generation. You're not so great at the emails. But after you get good at the thing, we switch, right? And we go to the next thing. So I heard this phrase lately, and it, to me, makes so much sense. So I hope it is something that you write this down, okay? What's the one thing you can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? We're all great at making to-do lists. We're not great at making success lists. What is the one thing that if you do it will make everything else easier or not necessary? This is where your focus needs to be. And I'm telling you, it's lead generation. If you're in business, it's lead generation. This is the one thing that if you do it, almost all the other things that you got on your list of things to do, they're going to keep money. Not probably going to have a little bit of money or I can get this much money. No, you're going to have guaranteed money, okay? You bring in 65 leads a day, 2,000 leads a month, and if you don't make $50,000 a year, then you're not sending emails. And at the beginning, I said, how are you going to do it? You're going to do it by giving very, very high quality free stuff away. Nobody cares about all the bullshit crap, okay? Giving away crap doesn't get you 2,000 leads a month. Giving away high quality stuff, doing it 100, 200 times a day, every day, every day, every day. Even if you did it manually, talking to one person at a time, copying and pasting, it works. Even manually with no tools, no tricks, no ninja skills, you'll generate 200-300 leads every week. Now everybody says, "Oh, that's good." And I really want to do this new Instagram course first. Okay, well, good luck to you. I'm not saying Instagram's bad. I'm saying lead generation is first. Okay? And with what you have, with what I can show you, you don't even have to understand the marketing platforms. You don't have to understand Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter. You just have to share free stuff. High quality free stuff. 25% of the people you share with are going to say yes. Your list is going to be building. Okay? I want to show you one thing just so that I'm on the record here. Okay? I'm just going to share my screen. Okay. This is my #1 tool for staying focused. Many of you who have seen it before. It's called, well, that's not what I wanted to do, sorry. It's called List Goal. It's free, okay? It connects to, I don't know, 6 or 7 of the top autoresponders. And then I set my integration, so it's connected to my GetResponse account, right? I have a couple big lists, but GetResponse is one of them. And then I set my goal. So recently, I've changed my goal. My goal used to be 65 a day. I've upped it to 67 a day. Okay, so on my GetResponse, you see that I've got 52 today, right? I got 52 in a week that we're having some major challenges. Why? Because I didn't make any excuses. I don't care that Facebook doesn't like me. If I stop my lead generation, I will starve. I will not make any money. Lead generation comes before PayPal, comes before anything. 80% of what we do is designed to improve our lead generation. Okay? 52 leads today. These are people who subscribe to me, all right? So, in my GetResponse list today, I have 4,130 people. 8,085 is my goal. I just reset this today for 60 days, okay? I'm going to double this list in the next 60 days. Now, remember we talked about belief? Don't pick 67. Don't pick 2,000 a day. You know what my goal was when I started? 10. When I first found this free software and I put it on there, my goal was 10. 10 a day. Here's what's cool about it. Okay? Here's my goal, 67, and then 52 is what I got, right? So I'm 15 short. I have 5 hours left in the day. I need to come up with 15 more leads to reach my goal. That is my #1 priority. When I got some other brilliant idea in my head and I click up here and I go on to a different task, this pops up, right? You know, I'm over here, I'll close these down. And I'm doing some other marketing and I come up with some idea. Oh yeah, somebody sent me a message about a software and I like looking at software. I love that stuff. And I go over here and I click this and it tells me, no, Frank, you'll have to put that on your whiteboard because you didn't generate 67 leads today. Okay? 67 leads is the focus of my business. When I do that, now usually we've been doing lots of expanding, we've been having a real challenge with that for the last 45 days or so. We usually achieve our goal, but not till the end of the day. When it was our primary focus, we didn't do anything else, usually by noon, that goal was achieved, and then we went on to do whatever it is, right? I posted in the Facebook group a couple of days ago that we really put it in high gear because we fell short a whole bunch of days. We got 298 in one day, right? I posted a graphic of that. This is what leads to $50,000 incomes. And all kinds of people keep asking me questions about how to do it. I've had the same training program on how to do it in the club since July. And I still get the same questions. How to do it. There's no secret. Share the high quality free stuff that I'm giving you the giveaway rights to, and you'll get these kind of leads. So look now. I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to end my sharing. Okay, so I didn't say do only one thing. It's not only one thing. It's one thing at a time. Okay? And you need to make success lists, not to-do lists. Okay? To-do lists are filled with nonsense usually. I'm a master at making to-do lists that do not make me any money. Okay? I need help. I need to show them to Alicia, cut out the nonsense, you know? And even if I make a long list and they're all success things, then I got a big long list. I need to, what's the one thing that if I do that today is going to make a whole bunch of the things on this list not necessary. That's an easy formula. If you do this thing A and C, D, X, Y, Z disappears off your list, then you picked a good course of action that day. And focusing on lead generation and a secondary focus when your lead generation goals are accomplished for the day, to learn more about email marketing is the way I make all money. Okay? And it's not rocket science. You just have to generate the leads. And then even if you're really bad at email, you're still going to make some money. So, are you open to this? Let me know. Okay, so I got I really love this comment. I'm just going to stop this. Free stuff is usually is BS. And I get lots of comments on my videos and stuff like that from all of these so-called marketing experts that says free doesn't duplicate, you can't get free people don't take you seriously, and all of that stuff. And guess what? It's all true for a percentage of your list. Who gives a shit? I got 2,000 people, you got 50 people. I'm making money, you're not. Who cares that the majority of those 2,000 people are not going to buy anything? They might unsubscribe, they may bitch and whine. Who cares? I only care about the people that want my help. I can't be concerned with everybody else. Free converts. I made no money until I started giving away high quality free stuff. Free stuff that's worth $30 to $200 of real value. None of that cockamamie baloney where you're telling somebody that it's worth 50 bucks and it's not worth a nickel. I mean, if it's online, available to purchase for 30 bucks and you can give it away to somebody for free, you will get their attention. That's all you want, right? The opportunity to develop a relationship. So if you develop 2,000 people and in 60 days, half of those people unsubscribe, who cares? You're in your third month and have made another 4,000 leads, and you've lost 1,000. You make 2,000 a month, and you keep losing. You add 2,000 to your list, and 1,000 keep going. Who cares about all of that stuff? But our thinking, right? Adversity says, oh well, you know, people unsubscribe too much. People don't open my emails. People don't. Yeah, well, so what? So what if your email rate, open rate is 5% and not 20%? What if your unsubscribe rate is half of the people that you're bringing in? What does that have to do with anything? You have so many leads that you never had before that your recipe for making money is guaranteed. This is not a hypothesis anymore. This is not a big bag of wind by some blowhard telling you, you know what I mean, do this and you make money. No. Get a list of a couple thousand people. You cannot not make money, right? The only way that you fail is if you don't hit send on the email. Somebody is going to buy. Like there's an old marketing formula that says 1/2 of 1% is guaranteed. So if you take a big chocolate-covered cockroach and you put it for sale, 0.5% of the people that you target are going to buy that gross chocolate covered butter. Okay. Now, do we want 0.5%? No, we would like, 3%, 5% of the people to say yes to us. That's why you need thousands and thousands and thousands of people. The problem is people believe they can't do it or that it's hard. Spend a couple hours a day doing what I do, and you'll get the exact same results I get. Period. Okay? So free is duplicatable. I can show you how I sell free stuff, share free stuff. You can share free stuff. And you know why it's going to work? Because we have so much free stuff for you to share. Okay? We have almost 50 top quality products that were six-figure earners on JVZoo or our personal six-figure earning softwares that we've developed. And you got the giveaway rights to all of it. Okay, so let me say that again. You have the giveaway rights to all of it. Not one software, all of them. Okay? Nobody on the planet will do that. Nobody. When somebody hears what I just said, the first thing they'll think, not true. Not true. Well, it's 100% true. You bring anybody to the club, we're going to give them 4 or 5 cool things right off the bat. It'd be about $348 worth of real value. And when they're all done that, they get to pick one product of their choice for free. What do they have to do? They have to give it away. You're sharing by giving away free stuff. If they want more free stuff, they got to share it too. Simple. We work together. And with our new marketing partner program that I'm going to explain in full detail tomorrow night, you're going to get an entire profit center and web system to capture all of the leads on your own website and put them in your own autoresponder. And only when you have your own leads and you've captured them for yourself, because you're in the business to promote you, not Frank, not whatever your primary opportunity is. You're not in business to promote them. You're in business to promote you. Promote you first, generate leads first, then sell whatever you want. And we're going to give you the entire system at such a ridiculous rate. Like I said, you're going to get used to the fact that the things that we do here are not done anywhere else. And that's one of the reasons why they work. And I provide value through the roof for one reason and one reason only. Here's my ulterior motive. I suck at sales. I suck at copywriting. I hate doing it. So I just give way more value than anybody else, and I don't have to worry about it. Okay? I mean, that's it. Okay? I have some serious flaws in my marketing. Split testing and all of that tedious stuff, that makes me want to climb a tall building and jump right off. So what I do is I look over here what's working, I add some free stuff, and I just duplicate what that guy's doing, except I add more value than that guy. That's my secret to success, right? I don't have to redevelop the wheel. I just pile on the value. I give somebody a $200 piece of software for nothing. How many people are mad at me for that? Believe it or not, some people still get mad. But I get about 25% of everybody I share with says, okay, Frank, we'll sign up. And that's in social media, when people see a link and they just ignore it because they're being spammed to death, if you can get anywhere from 15 to 25% conversion rate inside of social media, that's a miracle. That's a miracle, okay? Because people see a link and they ignore it because they've been spammed 50 times already then. So, are you open to a new way of doing things? Let me know if you are. Okay, so we got the yeses piling in. All right. Okay, so are you willing to change? Are you willing to change some of your core beliefs? Like I challenged you earlier on multitasking and some things. Listen, I'm not a guru, okay? I'm Frank, right? I've done all kinds of things in my life, and life did to me what it does to most people. I had some challenges. I mean, I was so broke, I had to go back to mommy and daddy and ask them to give me a place to live in my 40s, okay? That's humiliating, right? I had to have all my peers and stuff think I was, a nothing. But in 4 years, I'm in Belize. And other than I'm willing to do things that other people aren't willing to do, I'm not special in any way, shape, or form. I don't got any, I don't have charisma and I don't have copywriting skills and you know what I mean? I can't make those wonderful sales videos with all of the cool special effects. And so, but I'm able to do a really good income without any of that stuff. Because if you can provide value, people don't care about the rest of the stuff. They need to know how much you care. And I told you, I do. My success is tied to yours. So, man, I am committed to your success. That's a fact. Okay? So we already kind of went through this there, but I was looking for the yes or no, and basically most people said that yes. So I want to know. I want to know that at the beginning, I said $50,000 guaranteed, and I have a system that absolutely, positively will produce that for you. And not only that, I don't tell you what to sell. I don't say you have to sell my stuff to make 50,000. Okay, that's nonsense. Everybody else builds these things to 100% promote themselves. I told you we're going to be marketing partners. We're going to do some stuff together. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you get a little bit of passive income because some of the people you send to the Instant Reseller Club, they're going to buy some marketing stuff. That helps me make some money, and you're going to get a chunk of that money. But what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to get you your own profit center that promotes you and whatever it is that you are excited about. If you're in the health and wellness business and that turns you on, then that's what you need to be doing. And you don't need to have another business. The only affiliation with me is I'm going to be your lead generation coach. I'm going to give you all the free stuff to give away so you don't have to go and research any free stuff. You don't have to go and buy any free stuff. You just have to do business with me. We're going to work together on the marketing. We're both together going to benefit from that marketing, both financially, and then your primary business will get some real numbers. Okay? Who's in? So early tomorrow morning, hopefully we'll get the new webinar platform going. See, another one of these things for 2 weeks. We've been trying to get this new platform that is mobile responsive, and people can listen on telephone, and we can do Facebook Live right on the fan page. But I live in Belize, and for some reason that server's blocking my IP here in Belize. And even with, we bought proxies on all kinds of stuff. So am I going to quit on that? No, we're going to improve this webinar situation. Maybe not tomorrow, but sometime in the future, we're going to have a better platform that will serve more people, period. More people, more convenience. So tomorrow, we're going to have an encore, and I'm not going to go through all this mindset stuff tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you the new system that we're going to launch, and you're going to be able to get access to it, okay? And we're going to go through how the Instant Reseller Club works now. Not a lot of changes, just the revenue partner became something else, something much bigger. And tomorrow we're going to cover that. So before I let you go, are there any questions about any of the things we talked about tonight? Thank you so much, Ann. Hassan's asking how much. And you know what? I'm a numbers guy. I don't like to listen to an entire system. I need to kind of explain it because some of the people who already have it have two forms of it, and they won't need to buy it. But basically, we're going to give you an entire system that has about 50 products all built in. You can sell them. You're going to have all the capture pages. You're going to have everything built right into your entire system, and you'll be able to get it for less than a cost of a dinner for two. Okay, at McDonald's. Okay. So one of the things I will say about cost, because me and Alicia really looked at it, is there's certain tools that people need in your business, and many of these tools can't be purchased from you. They have to be purchased from other people. Okay, and and they're absolutely necessary. And the problem is if the costs are too high for people when they start business, it starves them out. Like I told you, when I started, if you told me that I had to spend $100 a month minimum to stay in business, well, I didn't have it, right? I couldn't have it. I couldn't beg, borrow, or steal it anywhere. So I had to be able to do business for a tiny, tiny amount of money. And we're going to show you how that every tool that you need, period, to do the strategy that we need to do, the minimum strategy, you'll be able to get it for a small amount of money. Like I said, that includes the ones that you don't have, that you need to get, but not from me. And we'll talk about all of that tomorrow, and we'll try to keep it. This one for an hour and a half. And I know mindset stuff is boring, but it has more to do with whether you make money than the actual how and why of our system works. So tomorrow the webinar will not go over an hour, I promise. I'll try to get the presentation done in about 25 to 35 minutes, and then we'll do question and answers for the rest of the time. Okay, so like I said, all of the info on the marketing partner program, we're going to talk about tomorrow. Is there? So everybody wants to know about the fees annually, this and that. We're going to have options for just about anything you want to do. Okay, this is what you need to know. The amount of money for what you're getting is so tiny. Like, and you're not going to get no surprises. I'm not going to tell you that I want $50 a month or anything like that. I'm not going to tell you that it's a $250 purchase. It's small potatoes, because, well, you'll see tomorrow, okay? And then, but if you've got any of the mindset stuff you've got a question for, that's what I want to answer right now. The marketing platform that we're unveiling tomorrow, I want everybody to learn about it all at the same time. That's only fair. Any other questions?
Just that people are saying they're not able to send it tomorrow.
The great news is it's always best to be here live when you can, because you can answer questions, okay? And oh, I also We also took an attendance. It's too late to start talking about the freebies and stuff we were going to give away, but we're taking an attendance here. We know who's here, okay? And then I'll also explain about the freebies tomorrow, so that like even if you're not on the call live tomorrow, you were here today, so you're still going to qualify for the free software and the free marketing, all right? And absolutely. You'll be able to see the replay to it, and then you'll be able to log into the members area, and you'll be able to get involved. If you think that this is the right thing for your business, then I'll leave that to you, and we would love to welcome you aboard. Okay, so as always, I appreciate you spending the time with me. I know all of our time is valuable, and it just goes to show how serious you are, committed to your business. And it's a good feeling to know that I'm spending time with people that care about their success. And with that, I'll wish you well for the rest of the evening, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow night.